Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He is fighting on Saturday in Carson, California. I'll get to you in a moment, bro. So he's fighting in Carson, California. Britton Harden expressing his disapproval already. So he was suspended 9 months for smoking pot. Obviously, I disagree with it. I think a lot of people here at the Young Turks disagree with that decision. Smoking pot really doesn't help you. It'll help you with like FIFA 14, but it won't help you boxing. So him being suspended for 9 months was absolute shite. And then there was also controversy because not only was he suspended, then he simply couldn't make weight. And they went, okay, so we'll put it up a little bit. We'll put it up to 163. Since you can't make one. No, we'll put it up to like 167. You know, 173. 173.
We'll settle at an even 173.
173 is good. Hey, Brian Vera.
Because Vera fights at 173.
Hey, Vera, here's a check for $600,000. Okay.
I hope you can deal with that extra weight that's going to be pounding on your ass.
Exactly.
All night.
Yeah. How fucked is Brian Vera in this fight?
Man, I thought that he had a solid chance when the weight was, you know, significantly
at like 160,
10 pounds lighter. I thought he had a chance because I thought he would be the lighter guy. Obviously, he's more comfortable at that weight. He'll be able to move around the ring. But a big Chavez, he's going to come into the fight weighing at least 190. We got to know
190?
That. He's one. If the fight is at 173,
you think he'll be 190 on fight night?
I think he's easily going to be in between 185 and 190. The weight, the official weight is at 173.
Yeah. You're saying he's going to gain 17 pounds.
Are you kidding me?
What?
How much did he weigh when he fought Sergio Martinez?
I'm just saying, like 190, they already threw him a bone 3 times to get to 173. He's going to go up to 190.
Do you know what he walks around at?
Tell me.
I don't know, but he's big as hell.
Great statistical information.
He's big as hell.
He's big. All right.
He walks around looking like Homer Simpson when he's not fighting, training for a fight.
Doesn't bring Dove beer to the table, though.
No, but he's huge. And my point is, if the weight is at 173 and he can't go any lower than that, you have to imagine where he came from. You know, that's my point. I don't know how much he walks around at, but you've seen pictures of him when he's not preparing for fighting.
Yeah. No, he's big. He's big.
You know, so. I'm thinking he's going to come in at least 185, in between 185 and 190 easy. I want to see if he will step on the scale to do one of those day of the fight unofficial weights.
No chance.
And if he doesn't, then you know that
top rank.
You know that it's something fishy behind that. And speaking of top rank,
there's already fishy stuff.
Speaking of top rank, what camera? I'm in this camera.
That one.
Bob Arum, you really need to hold your fighters to a higher standard. You know, you're letting your fighters. I know you don't babysit these guys, but smoking pot in between fights while you're training for a fight, and then you don't even make them make the weight that they are contractually bound to, that's just complete bullshit. So now he's going to fight a guy who would have had a legitimate chance in the fight, and now it's looking like.
However, wouldn't it help him speed-wise? I mean, maybe his power would be diluted by like a half a percentage or something if he were down to that weight. But wouldn't it help him speed-wise if he were to stay at 173, maybe 170?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, but it's not going to happen.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying from.
It would definitely help him speed-wise. He would be, you know, a little bit lighter on his feet, and he wouldn't gas out towards the later rounds. But I mean, obviously that's not the fight that he's going for. He's going for the knockout every time he goes out there. He wants to get inside. He wants to go to the body. He wants to throw combinations to hurt you. You know, so he's not looking to use his feet or his legs at all.
And a guy who could jab and circle around, would you say has a good chance or a great chance?
I would say a guy who can use a jab, circle around, has a pretty good chance. You can't say great because Sergio Martinez, you know, obviously we saw him falter in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, 11 and 12.
And you know, like I said, boxing is a sport where you're consistently learning, or at least you should. So Chavez, if he didn't learn from the last 2 rounds, I need to punch while. If I'm fighting someone with a good jab who's faster than me, I need to punch while they're punching. If he didn't learn that, then retire.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's not going to retire. He's only 27 years old. We want to think. Here's the thing. We want to think that he's hitting the prime of his career. We really, really do. However, what we saw with 24/7, Freddie Roach waiting outside the gym, him waking up at 4 o'clock and eating breakfast in his fucking underwear, and his dad, you know, they're training together in his living room.
Yeah.
What is with this guy?
I mean, you have access to a Hall of Fame trainer that any prospective boxer and almost any professional boxer would love to have that time. And you have this guy waiting for you outside of a boxing gym. You're not Manny Pacquiao. You're not. You know, like, you need to really evaluate what you want to do with your career at that point.
Is his head in the game, though?
Obviously not. His head is in the clouds. He's smoking pot. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm. Well done. That was good. Well done. Here's my one other point about Chavez Jr. Is there just added pressure because he's coming from that legacy with his dad? Is this really something? Like, look, we're not inside of his head, but we could certainly make our judgments if we want to. Yeah. We hold that right. Is there just added pressure on him? Is this something that he just wants to do even?
I'm sure that there is added pressure, and I'm sure that this is a career that he chose. You know, like, no one forced boxing on him. He decided to go.
Not a little bit? There wasn't a little bit of pressure?
I mean, there could have been, but, I mean, at the end of the day, now you have significant amount of money. You have a significant amount of money. You can go into promotion. You can go into commentating. He can open up businesses. He can do a lot of different things that he can take himself out of the boxing ring. If he doesn't want to be there, he doesn't have to be there.
Right.
You know, that's the benefit of making it to this point in boxing. You know, it's like you have to rededicate yourself to it on an annual basis. After every fight, you have to be rededicated because you know you start believing your own hype, and you'll get the results that he got when he fought Sergio Martinez. He thought that he was going to get in there and beat the shit out of this older guy who was supposed to be falling apart, and he got picked apart for 10 rounds.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, if he doesn't want to be there, he doesn't have to be there, but he continues to sign these contracts that he knows maybe I can't make this weight.
Here's the one thing that Vera won from this fight. We have all seen it. There's been evidence, even with the Martinez fight. He starts late, and it's obvious that he starts late. The one thing that Vera got, aside from hush money, was, if you even want to put it like that, I put it rudely, obviously, is that the fight was reduced from 12 rounds to 10. Yeah. So that's kind of a win for Vera, I would say. However, we went to a fight in Carson, California. We saw two great fights, as a matter of fact. We saw Maidana defeat Josecito Lopez, and then we also saw Erislandy Lara defeat Alfredo Angulo, breaking his bone above his eye. That was crazy. None of us really knew what was going on. And the support that the Mexicans have for their own fighters is just tremendous, and it is really a sight to behold. So the fact that they're fighting in Carson, there's going to be a ton of Mexican people there rooting on Chavez Jr. They are going to be singing throughout the rounds, in between rounds, and I think that'll hype him up. I don't know if he'll knock out Vera. I'd certainly love to see a knockout, just because I want Chavez to just show me a little something.
If his father wasn't such an icon, would we be this hard on him?
No. Because he would be that guy who's like, yeah, he's good, but he might be the run-of-the-mill fighter.